Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by Bet365. Bet $5, and you know what? You can get 150 in bonus bets when you use the promo code Leading Off only on Bet365. It's me, Joey P. That dancing fool is the Welsh, and it's you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks here hanging out, talking baseball. We got a lot to get to today. I've got some thoughts on some guys getting traded. Also, today's waiver wire day, waiver wire Wednesday, cool times. Also, a rookie who was hitting bombs for the Reds. We're going to chat about him. I guess, Welsh, where's been Rhys Hines discussion? Because all these prospects we've talked about, not one time have we talked about Rhys Hines. Why?
No, we haven't. Well, I think people might also bring up why not talking about Angel Martinez. Those have been two. Now, by the way,
I want to talk about Rhys Hines.
And we will.
I don't care.
Everyone's like, ooh, all the prospects are good. They're all amazing. Why did you talk about this guy? Why did you talk about that guy?
All the guys you talked about suck. What's going on?
You want to know why we didn't talk about Rhys Hines? Because if we talked about Rhys Hines and he, let's say he had made the majors, he would be hitting a $198. 100%. So Rhys Hines, all the power in the world. That's never been a debate. And there are plenty of players like this. Yohinski Noel with the Guardians, all the power in the world. It's about making consistent contact. That's where Rhys Hines has always struggled. I've seen him in the low levels, saw him in the Arizona Fall League. He's done a good job when he's on the pitch. He's always done that. If he is prepared and he is prepping himself, and he's one of those guys that his pitch recognition is not like key. So he'll try to cheat on off-speed stuff, knowing he can catch up to fastballs. And he's kind of a count type of guy. So I'm saying all of this to say that, I don't believe Rhys Hines is going to hit for consistent contact in the majors. He has a huge strikeout issue. He has absolutely destroyed two monster baseballs, which looked like sliders in the dead zone, or maybe one was a changeup, and absolutely destroyed it.
Sliders.
He's exciting. I am not. But if you want to speculate on him, absolutely do it. I'll eat my words if he becomes a 300 hitter rest of year.
You know what you're giving right now, as my youngest daughter would say? You're giving Orelvis Martinez vibes right now. This was like your Orelvis Martinez thing. Like, yeah, you like him. Go ahead. Good. See what happens.
Do whatever. You be you, friend, if you want. Yes, that's kind of the deal with him. And Angel Martinez is another one I know a lot of people like. He's been putting up some decent numbers, but yeah, I just think he lacks kind of like the complete game, but he might be a solid utility player or a Perdomo type player when all is said and done. But you all are having like way too much excitement with all these rookies now, because that's all that you guys care about. You're excited. This guy's good. This guy is good.
Calm down.
Yeah,
everybody calm down. By the way, where is Razor Ramon on vacation or something? Because this is the Reds guy with Rhys Hines. I haven't seen him the last 2 days. Hope you're okay, Rays. Maybe just on vacation, taking a couple of days off.
Wealth check?
Well, maybe. But I can explain this one. I don't understand this comment from Case and Hightower. Joe is if Mr. Potato Head got yassified.
Yassified? Yas.
Yas queen?
Like Yas queen?
I don't know. I don't understand that.
I don't know. We can put that into the AI. Put that in the AI and see.
Open mic night, usually Thursdays. Go try some new material. It's kind of, you could do better. Case, I'm just saying you could do better.
Do another one.
You got it. Yeah, do another one,
Joe.
See what you got. See what you got. All right. Anthony Jessel.
Is this like Langford in the NL again?
Whatever. No, Kaysen's here all the time. Kaysen's good people. But again, if you're gonna throw shots, you better land something, bro.
I think Richard has it right. You're a little sassy, Mr. Potato Head, today. A little sassy.
I'm always sassy. And look, like, that's fine. Like, when am I not sassy? I don't know. That's kind of like the character I play here, is it not?
Yeah. Well, there's no Yankee to necessarily destroy, but there's another pitcher we can talk about destroying too, which I'm not excited to talk about. But
yeah. And look, just be careful. Just be careful, because Welsh knows this with me. If you get into a verbal sparring war with me, again, when you're raised in Brooklyn and you're Italian, mouths are like guns there. So you got to be careful. Like cousin Donnie, same thing. Don't get into a verbal altercation with him or a physical one with either of us. It's not going to end well for you.
Oh, wait, there's a look at this.
Good shot.
No, Fenway cheap seats. No, Fenway cheap seats.
No, this one here. Scott Bogman, 2025, the Fantasy Sats book.
No, so wait, I think you're going to owe an apology. Put up Fenway cheap seats according to ChatGPT.
This was funny too. Sassy will get you shanked in Brooklyn. Not in certain neighborhoods nowadays. Actually, Sassy is kind of a prerequisite when you have to sign for a lease in a lot of neighborhoods in Brooklyn now. So there you go. And Donnie, cousin Donnie in the chat.
Chat GPT, or I'm going to read it. It says, according to Chat GPT, when something is yassified, it means it has been glamorized or made fabulous in an exaggerated or over-the-top way. So he was calling you a fabulous Mr. Potato Head. You owe him an apology.
It's not bad. I think you could do better, Kaysen. That's all.
I think you owe him an apology.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Like let's just work harder.
Let's yassify the show into baseball.
Let's get into it. Okay, let's do it. So Phillies, here we go. Zach Wheeler, you can't have nice things. He left because he had a back issue. He needs a backiotomy now, but it's precautionary backiotomy. So we're going to see he's going to get reevaluated today. They're using an abundance of caution. Okay.
I'm going to tell you this.
Feel pretty good. Okay.
We haven't got this announcement yet with Wheeler and then with Chris Sale. Chris Sale, he got the extra day. He's not going to pitch in the All-Star game.
Right, yeah.
Paul Skeens starting the All-Star game seems very but it seems but now we've got backiotomies for Wheeler and we got Sale not going to pitch. Those are the two guys that deserve to start the game off the table.
See, if I'm the Pirates, that's actually my preference. I want Skeens to have his normal warm-up, his normal thing, go through his I don't want him coming out of the bullpen. I don't want him doing something out of routine. He's young. He's my phenom pitcher. Like, I want to kid gloves him. But to be honest, this is probably the most exciting rookie all-star pitcher debut since Dwight Gooden in '84. Like, I can't imagine one that's more exciting as Welsh is checking his text during the show.
I'm sorry. You know what I'm doing? I mean, it's just so blatant that I'm doing
MLB Insider, the Welsh.
What I'm actually
Morosi right here.
I wish you could share all of that. No, I was going to bring this up because we talked about it on the show yesterday about the comments. We had, I think, a decent amount of comments. Can I even see these? What is going on?
By the way, Kenneth here on the show saying, "Hey, I watch you on Sports Grid. You just found us here, Kenneth. Welcome. All the fantasy football videos, if you're looking for those, are on the Fantasy Pros channel, the regular channels. You can find those over there. So, and go get your black book over on Amazon too, Kenneth. But thanks for joining us here on the show today. That's very cool.
Here, real quick, here were a couple of the comments because we asked yesterday on the trade video. We said, "Hey, drop in there." Oh, I'm watching ourselves talk. I said, hey, let's get some thoughts below. KE6533 said, I was shopping Jared Jones, who has had a good year before they skipped in the rotation due to innings limit. Now I'll be lucky if I can move him before he's dropped August 1st. Don't worry about Skeens' innings because in college he went over 120 and over 2,000 pitches in college. So there's more worry that's not. Here was one. Skeens for Yelich in a points league. Would you rather have Skeens rest of season or get out for Yelich?
The pitching's hard to find right now. And Yelich, I don't trust his back. So I'm going to say Skeens.
Rookie phenom pitchers always get shut down, get sent to the bullpen, or have start skip. So there's another in the trade away. I traded Lugo for Skeens right before his debut, and then now it's would you trade him back? So you guys can go in the comments section.
I would.
There's that
I would reverse. I'd reverse that deal. Now here's a good one. PJ Knight came and brought the noise. Joey P is if Craig Carton wasn't a jackass. See, that's funny. That's funny. PJ, good job. I actually did a show with Craig Carton once. It was too many bald, loud people at one time.
They offer you some tickets?
He did not.
No,
nor did he offer to drive me to Vegas or.
Saying if he had some show, you like to go to shows.
You got to respect that, though. I mean, for a guy who was as popular as he was, right, and wildly popular. And I remember I was working at a crappy office job at the time. That show kept me sane. It was a very funny show that he used to do in the mornings with Boomer Esiason in the New York area. Very popular show. And then to like have this
so popular, he monetized it.
Well, he monetized it. Look, he was making money hand over fist anyway. But people have problems and they have addictions and they have greed. And to somebody to go to jail, come out, not only get his old job back, but get like a better version of it. And then now he's doing TV. I mean, you got to give the guy credit. And my only experience with him, working with him, he could not have been nicer. I'm just saying, he could not have been more professional and nice. Nor did he have to, because I'm nobody and he is. Much more famous than I am, but maybe not as much anymore. I don't know.
Prison humbles you. You can get humbled.
There you go. Prison can do a lot of things. Maybe we should put some of the Dodger pitchers in prison because it feels like the Dodgers are having some blues. Bobby Miller, 9 runs, 10 hits in 4 innings. Ugh.
Yeah. So
Tyler Glasnow goes on the IL with back tightness. That's not good either. So there's another guy too in the National League who probably is not starting in the All-Star game, Welsh. So your conspiracy theory is starting to look better and better every day.
Yeah. So with Bobby Miller yesterday, my fastball down a full mile per hour. His slider was down 2 miles per hour. His sinker a full mile per hour. 44 swings were induced on his pitches. Only 8 were whiffs. It was bad. The only thing that he kept in the zone, well, I guess he kept the slider in there. Changeup and curveball struggled outside of the zone. There were a decent amount of foul tips. He just was bad at giving up hard contact. There's been this thing with him where, and it might be a relief thing into the future, where he can maintain some of those early innings and then he just falls apart second or third inning. But he is wildly inconsistent with his pitches. Where he can show command, he completely falls off. That's something Zach Gallen struggled with last night. If you watch the start, he wants to pinpoint. He wants you to react to him. And then when you don't execute the pitch, Bobby Miller is like exponentially, I don't execute pitches. And it's so weird because he was a StatCast stuff plus darling, I think plus pitches of like 125 plus, but there's no command to speak of right now. I'm not giving up on him in dynasty
value in that rotation in drafts this year. He was by far the best value Dodger pitcher on the board, theoretically going into the season. He was looking at it saying, look, for all those StatCast reasons, for the price of the ADP, he looked like the guy's like, look, I don't want to overpay for Yamamoto. Tyler Glasnow I love, but he's very expensive. I don't want to go pitching early. Bobby Miller, that's the way to get into this rotation. Oh my God, who's that Bobby Miller right there?
No,
breaking into the house.
Bobby
Miller's inside the show. Somebody help.
I think Bobby Miller just threw a 99 at my back. Did you see my face? That was scary.
But obviously it didn't hit your back. So that's also clearly Bobby Miller throwing.
That was a sign. All right. You know what? Bobby Miller's going to be all right. Bobby Miller's fine. He's going to be good. Maybe you should buy on him. Dynasty, buy Bobby Miller this year. I think we're at the point where like you could stream. You'd be better streaming because I think the ups and downs are going to be there with Bobby Miller. My heart is racing, by the way. That actually terrified me.
Because they're getting better. See, this is why I love this show. I love the peanuts and the cracker jacks. This is a good one. Here we go. Richie Silva. Richie, friend of the show. Joe is as if Jeff Bezos and Dwayne Johnson conceived a love child in Sicily. See, that's funny. See, good. Richie,
is that what you're doing? Okay, hey, guess what? We're doing roasting. Maybe they should do gentle roasts of Joe in the comments today. Even
remember this in 2 weeks when I'm gone, and you're like, man, this Joe around me.
Well, as I say, maybe we could get a prize out of the closet, and over the next couple days. So here's the deal: I'll be gone tomorrow and Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Go and put your best gentle roast of Joe in.
I think we're doing it right now.
And then when I'm back. Yeah. We will. I'll pick one. I'll pick my favorite
one. You're gonna give away one of those balls behind you.
I'll give you whatever was gonna hit me.
Or that ball that Bobby Miller threw at you, maybe.
I don't know. That was scary. Did you see my face? I'm gonna go back and look at.
I saw it. It was very funny.
It sounded like the Juggernaut was. I'm the Juggernaut, and he's gonna just bust through the.
All right, let's get back to the baseball. Sorry. Chris Sale, 5 1/3 innings, 2-run ball, struck out 9. Blake Snell shut out the Blue Jays for 5 innings. That's positive on his first return from the IL. Trey Turner, our total base prop of the day, boom, nailed it. Hit a granny, 3 for 4, run scored there, 4 ribbies. Good day for him. Julio Rodriguez, part of a bigger headline here for Seattle. 4 for 4 with a homer and a double. Logan Gilbert, 3 runs, 7 2/3, and Cal Raleigh, 3 for 5 with his 16th and 17th home runs. What a day for Seattle.
Yeah, the offense that was needed. The king, the prince that was promised is what has been happening. That's been Julio, and then just been waiting for him to go. Pull the fly balls. That's the thing.
Have you been watching that, by the way? Been watching The House of the Dragon?
It's phenomenal.
You think it's phenomenal?
I think it's phenomenal. It might.
I think season 2 is better than season 1, but it's not. Don't. No.
It might.
I feel like you're gonna go. No. Don't.
It might be better than some quite a bit of actual Game of Thrones, especially the latter years. Everything was a disappointment. The last 2 years of Game of Thrones versus
Lannister with his little cup there.
Listen, the last 2 years of Game of Thrones versus these first 2 years of House of the Dragon. It's House of the Dragon.
You still didn't watch Last Kingdom yet, and I keep trying to get you. Like,
I'm going to go up into the woods.
What are you doing with you? Yeah, you're watching House of the Dragon. Last Kingdom blows that out of the water. But anyway, back to Seattle.
But pulled fly balls with Julio Rodriguez. Yeah. He always bounces back. I know it's tropey, and it's kind of like sometimes this year specifically, it was kind of built around like, hey guys, there isn't like this massive data that's showing that you should, but hey, we have a relative track record. Also, what I said when I was comparing Corbin Carroll and Julio Rodriguez was that Carroll had way bigger, more concerning things in his underlying metrics than Julio did. Julio was just kind of down on a couple of them.
Yeah.
And now, he's summer balls are flying and stuff like that. He's making a little bit better contact. Pull the ball. Mariners are going to go and be buyers over the next couple weeks. And hopefully I'm here when they make that first big trade. I feel very confident that they are going to go get a bat to get some protection in that
they have to,
because they need it.
And
They're
it
going
can't be a short
that rotation.
No stopgap bats. It's got to be one that you're going to control for a little while or re-sign, because you can't do this every year. You can't have this rotating thing of it's Suarez and it's Hernandez. Maybe next year it's Robert. Like, you need to make it a more permanent solution. You need more offense. That's it at the end of the day. See, Angelo, this is just lazy because you have Google. Joey and Welsh remind me of the two old men in the balcony on the Muppets. It's Statler and Waldorf. Just Google it, and then you know the names of them. See, that was almost good, but then you failed because you just didn't use Google.
I don't know their names either. I would have said that too. Exact same way. And like those old guys with the puppets.
Oh, no, we don't know their names. Both running for president, too, ironically. Is there anybody hotter than Brenton Doyle? 3 for 4, 2 solo home runs, a double.
Doyle rules.
Yes, right. Well, Doyle rules. But seriously, Brenton Doyle, look at this slash. 300, 350, 564 over his last 30 games, 8 dingers, 6 steals. And he's a great defensive player, too. So we were just talking about yesterday, because we were talking about where the Rockies are drafting up high, what that might look like for them. Could it be, one of these top prospects getting basically airlifted through the minor leagues onto this team? Brenton Doyle, if Nolan Jones can come back and have a good second half, like maybe you're starting to look like Colorado's on the upswing, but Brenton Doyle has been one of the best waiver wire claims of the year. He's definitely been one of them.
You know what? I'll be with you. And this is a Bogman guy too. He kept talking about him. I was pretty dismissive of Doyle, but he might low key be the least talked about best fantasy player out there. 20 stolen bases, 13 homers. There's some underlying things that, like, expected batting average is a little bit lower, but 10% barrel rate, which, you love. He's getting the ball double degree launch angle. Hard hit is an improvement over last year. Ks are way down. And I think maybe the most important thing, like, does he continue this pace? I don't know, but he's pacing out to be like a 20-40 guy. But here's the key. He's the best defender this team has. He's not going anywhere no matter what the hell they do. They're not going to trade him either. So yeah, he stays in Colorado. I'm going to do this real quick and then we'll move on because I know you're dying to. But home road splits, let's take a look here because I think that might be important. This is important. 346 at home, 7 homers, 11 stolen bases, 216 on the road. 6 homers, 9 stolen bases. So he's still got the counting stats. 6 homers, 9 stolen bases on the road.
In the roto.
But the bat is phenomenal at home. So maybe he's a streamy hitty player, streaming hit player.
Streamy hitty?
Streamy hitty player, where if they got a lot of home games, you put them in over some other valuable guys. Pick them up.
I'll say this. I think that season-long roto, Doyle has given you a guy that you just set and forget right now, because the highs and lows will even out. And look, that's what you used to expect of the Colorado guys. Colorado splits haven't been what they used to be. I want somebody hitting 347 in Colorado. Lately, last couple of years, we haven't even gotten that kind of stuff. So it's nice to see that split, but you're right. In head-to-heads, you got to be a little more careful. Rookie looky. I want to talk about Colt Keith. 2 for 5 yesterday, 3 runs scored. He's hitting 423 with 4 homers, 6 RBIs, and a steal over his last 7 games since May 1st. Get this, Welsh. In batting average, slugging, and OPS, he's top 3 among second basemen with 100 plate appearances. Colt Keith, a guy that was stone cold awful in April. Wasn't it like $159, I think, in April or something like that? Under 200 for sure.
Give me
he is really rejuvenated. So Colt Keith, a guy that maybe you don't realize. Also a fun fact, we're going to talk about it in a little bit more. He's available in 50% of leagues. That's even more stunning.
I agree. And you know what? The K percentage under 20% is what I love. I can cite off all the other things. I think it's all fine. Nothing that pops out like to some crazy degree, but he's been a 20+ home run guy. He's found consistency. He got through the bad crap. I think that's the big thing. Like you were pointing to, $191, $163. Those are the batting average for the first 2 months. He's 375. And now currently running 2 months of the year where he's hit well over 300. He's a rookie, he's streaky, but this is the type of guy he is. I think he's a 270, 20, 25 plus home run hitter, and he's getting opportunities to hit like 2, which I think makes him more valuable. So another guy agreeing with Joe here, like Doyle and Keith are great replacements for some pretty significant players you guys could have been losing as of recent.
This is a fun one from Jake. Joe and Welsh's relationship is like how my parents were before my dad went to the store for milk 12 years ago. And I can only assume never came back. So that was a little dark, Jake, and I like it. I like the little dark humor you've got here. You know what else I like, Welsh?
What?
I like players we can claim off the waiver wire. So it's time, ladies and gentlemen, once again, to hit the waiver wire with Joey P and the Welsh for week 16. And I've got some names for everybody to add this week, starting with Brooks Lee, still available in almost 40% of leagues. He's 23 years old. He has really been quite solid for the Minnesota Twins since the call-up. 7 for 15 going into this week's action. He's got a home run, 6 RBI in his first 4 games. Obviously, he sat yesterday, and we don't know how long Royce Lewis is going to be out, but while Royce Lewis is, Brooks Lee is going to get some opportunities. It is a little crowded there when Royce Lewis might return, but if Brooks Lee does go to second base, if he continues to hit, this could be a huge win for everybody involved. Also, at the end of the day, they might see Brooks Lee as a piece to move to get something else into this batting order, or maybe somebody else as they try to work themselves through this wild card race. So Brooks Lee, regardless, I think is going to be an asset to your fantasy team. I don't see him going back down to AAA anytime soon, regardless, because I do think Royce Lewis with this groin is going to be out for a few more weeks at the very least.
And Miranda playing first is
Miranda
huge.
playing first base, also a big deal.
That really helps.
We just talked about this guy, but one more note about him. Colt Keith, infielder for the Detroit Tigers, available in 50% of leagues. Here's the exact number, Welsh. Hitting a buck 54 in April. A buck 54. Terrible. Dropped everywhere. In 55 games from May on, Colt Keith. I think Colton is actually his full name. Colt Keith.
That's probably you're like his parent.
294.
Colton,
you're in trouble. Colton, put that TPX bat down, Colton. Go pick up the Easton.
Colton Anderson Keith.
Oh,
I don't know if that's his middle name.
It is now. Hitting 294 with 8 homers, 27 RBI, and he's got 4 homers, 7 RBI in his last 6 games. So this guy's red hot right now. We also talked about, I'm going to throw the stat out there again, since May 1st, he ranks first in batting average, second in slugging, second in OPS among all second basemen. It is criminal that he's still available in 50% of leagues right now. So go grab him off the waiver wire if he's still out there. A pitcher I want you to get off the waiver wire, available in 40% of leagues, rostered in just 63, Jameson Taillon. He was good again on Tuesday, got another win here. He now has a quality start in 5 of his last 6 outings, and his ERA is down to 2.99 over his 87 innings. He's got another start before the All-Star break. That could be his last also. There's a good chance he might end up getting traded as the Cubs start to let out the Cody Bellingers, the Nico Horners, and Taillon could be a piece that I think a lot of teams would look to because he has pitched very well this year. So that
really key marker. By the way, 2.91 ERA, but also a 3.07 ERA on the road with a better whip on the road. So, I mean, Chicago can be a not friendly place at some points, but he goes into any type of half decent pitching environment. He has pitched very well on the road. That's a nice key one. Like we talked about with like Eric Fetty and stuff, Joe, where you get these guys that when they get traded, they go into a better situation if you can get in on them now. Taillon is a very sneaky one.
Another one, too, still available in 50% of leagues, Jeffrey Springs. Now, we saw the Tampa Bay Rays move on from Savali. They've got Boz, they've got Pepio. They got all these options, but Springs, whenever he's ready, will be back. He had 4 shutout innings, struck out 6 guys. That looks a lot like Jeffrey Springs in AAA this past outing that he had last Wednesday. So he's going to keep rehabbing. He's up to 62 pitches right now in that last rehab start. So we'll see what he does this week. But this is a guy you should be adding now. You should not be waiting. And if you forgot about the reason why we're all excited about him, 2.46 ERA, 144 strikeouts, 31 walks in 135 innings in 2022. 2023, obviously, it was a very short but glorious starts there for Jeffrey Springs. But now he is back, and he is a guy that's going to contribute in probably August for this rotation. There's no doubt about it. And one more I'm going to throw out there. He's rostered in just 2% of leagues. He's probably a quad A player, but he's going to get some opportunities because I think the Angels are going to continue to move on from some people. So you might not know this, but Keston Hiura, between the Angels minor leagues and Detroit's minor league system, was slashing 270, 346, 536 slugging with 18 home runs at AAA. I'm not saying he's going to be good, but if you're one of those crazy people playing one of those 15-team leagues, 20-team leagues, You need some bodies. He's going to get some at-bats, and we'll see. Stranger things have happened, but I do think there might be some at-bats available for him as the Angels start to sell off more pieces. So that's your deeper note guy. And that, my friends, are the waiver wire players to pick up for week 16. Go check out FantasyPros.com for more waiver wire help, or sync your leagues for free and use the waiver assistant. All right, Welsh, let's do 3 up and 3 down. Yusei Kikuchi, a career-high 13 strikeouts against the Giants. Wow, look at that.
Ooh.
Logan O'Hoppe, 3 for 4. He hit 2 homers, and Josh Naylor had a home run, 3 for 4, 4 ribbies, and a steal. What a day for him against the Tigres. 3 down, Zach Gallen, 5 1/3 innings, 5 runs, 4 earned. No bueno. Now, he has started against the Dodgers and the Braves. You want to give him a pass?
No, there's a slight pass. He went 105. The line looks worse because he literally gave up a 3-run shot to end his outing where they let him go over 100 and he'd only gone around 85. But if you watch the start, he didn't look good. It was like a 30-plus pitch second inning. It was very Kirby-esque. I just want to throw that out there. There are these guys out there that they have to have their point, and they also, unfortunately, Gallen doesn't have it right now, have that pitch that can get him out of it. Kirby kind of does, splitter-wise. We haven't seen that with Gallen right here. I'm a little concerned. This is a small pass. It's a tough team and everything like that, but it's a little worrisome to this year because also the velo was down. He had this way big high uptick velo. 5 of his fastest pitches he's ever thrown happened in the last game, and then he was sitting around 94 again. So I don't know, just be on the lookout for it if you're in a trade type of market, but if you got him, you just roll.
Also in 3 down, a guy that I think you should trade if you have him, Max Scherzer, 4 runs, 3 earned, and 6 2/3. He just doesn't look like Max Scherzer. And I don't know if it's the age catching up or whatever it might be. They're in an interesting situation too, because I feel like the Rangers, they've got DeGrom slowly working his way back. Tyler Mahley's making rehab starts. They could move Scherzer, fortify some other pieces, and start to look to next year, and then still sell to their fan base. Hey, look, Tyler Mahley's coming back, and we're still shooting for that wild card, but hey, we're the champs anyway. Remember last year when everything was awesome? I think they can get away with it. Do you think the Dodgers might be knocking on the door saying, hey, Max, you want to come back for one more run? Because the Dodgers could use Max Scherzer in the worst way right now.
Are they just building like all these players that can only go 3 or 4? And I don't think he makes. I think Jack Flaherty. I think Garrett Crochet.
Scherzer went 6 2/3.
No, but I'm saying he's had injury problems up the wazoo. You need a guy that's missed a whole bunch of time. But
you and I both know Scherzer's one of these guys. He's only going to go where he wants to go. He's been to the Dodgers. It was a good experience for him. I'm thinking that is not nearly as an impossibility as others might. I think that is actually something that if I'm the Dodgers, I'm looking at my rotation. I'm saying, hey, remember when Scherzer was here? That was cool. It was like that Chris Farley moment on SNL. Remember
when you were the Beatles?
When you were in the Dodgers rotation, it went to World Series.
Idiot, awesome. Stupid. I think a team like the Braves would make more sense because they don't have a lot of assets to trade from, and I don't think they're going to be in the market for a lot of these other players. So, if they wanted to bolster out the last piece of the rotate, guys are getting hurt and stuff like that, they could probably get a Scherzer for next to nothing, where I think teams like the Dodgers would be more competitive and be able to get a Fetty, Crochet, a Flaherty or something like that. I mean, maybe I'm making too much about it.
I think it's appealing for the Dodgers that it's just money. Like, it's just money. Like, if the Dodgers are saying, hey, yeah, we'll pay a bunch, just send them over here.
For nothing. Yeah,
the Dodgers are a little cash strapped right now. I don't care what anybody tells me. Also, Kenta Maeda, this is going to get confusing, so I want you to stay with me as we transition from 3 down to the injuries. Kenta Maeda allowed 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 2/3. Bad day against the Guardians. In injury news, Kodai Senga struck out 3 over 2 2/3 innings Tuesday in a rehab start. Just you with me? Just want to make sure you're with me.
Got it, Joe.
It's never.
God, remember that. So remember the time that you said the name wrong one time? Stupid.
God, I'm so dumb. DL Hall left his rehab start with a forearm contusion, so he should be okay. He took a comebacker, so let's not panic right now. Tyler Mahle, the before mentioned, 2 scoreless innings on Tuesday, minor league rehab start. Lance McCullers, I don't think this is going to go well, Welsh. Yeah, that forearm surgery, he got shut down again. New arm discomfort in there. I think McCullers might be done, which is sad. I don't like
all the arm discomfort for Astros pitchers, from Garcia with the Tommy John to him, to Javier. It's not good.
Not good. AJ Smith-Shawver was activated by the Braves. We'll see what they do with him. Clayton Kershaw's going to make another minor league rehab assignment on Saturday, so I would expect we're going to see him after the break is over. Maybe now. No, we'll see him after the break. Yeah, he's not going to. Saturday, that's it. Yeah, no, what am I saying? Saturday, right after the break, you're going to get Clayton Kershaw again soon. Justin Verlander threw a bullpen session on Tuesday. Devin Williams on Tuesday faced hitters in live BP. Brian Wu is going to start this week against the Angels with that hamstring, and Jacob deGrom through a 30-pitch bullpen session on Tuesday, Welsh. Jacob deGrom,
Also
over under 5 starts this year for the Texas Rangers.
Under.
5.5 starts.
Under. Yeah, I mean, like, just
Peanuts,
because.
Cracker Jacks, tell me, over or under 5.5 starts for Jacob deGrom? I want to hear from you.
He's just building it up. He's going to have to restarts under. I will tell you this. I just want to mention this. I was out at Padres Complex yesterday. Yoel Moncada now made his debut back into complex ball, playing, rehabbing. He did the Eloy Jimenez of just walking to first.
Mm-hmm.
He went up against Carl Edwards Jr., by the way, who was starting for the Padres there, but he started his rehab looking like he'll be back after the All-Star game. He was fine. He wasn't. I mean, I don't think he wanted to be there in 115-degree weather playing with 18-year-old complex league kids. So forgive him if he didn't have a lot of effort, but he did make his way back.
I'd love to see deGrom be the closer just to see what that would look like, but I don't think that's going to happen.
If they were winning games, I think so.
I think 5.5 is the magic number there because I'm looking in August and like, can he make 5 starts? And can he make 5 starts in September or 4 and maybe 1 by August? Maybe.
I'll take the under.
A lot of money.
Everyone's easy. Everyone's like over. Oh, you guys are crazy.
Everybody's optimistic. Baseball is eternal optimism.
Good for you guys. He's going to need a month to rehab because he hasn't thrown a ball in a year.
Yeah. Well, you know, we've been red hot when it comes to the betting lately. So let's get back into it. It's time for Wednesday's best bets
of the day
with Joey P and the Welsh. Remember, go to bet365, use the promo code leading off, bet $5. Then you get 150 in bonus bets, but only when you use the promo code leading off. And remember, you have to be 18 or over in Kentucky. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 100-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Terms and conditions apply. Welsh, just looking for the games today. Yesterday was really good on the props. Got 36% ROI this week. Strong beginning to the week. I want to continue it on. Seattle's hot right now. I'm going to strike while the iron is hot. While Julio is alive, Cal Raleigh is alive. Let's go. Bryce Miller on the mound. Seattle on the money line, plus 123 on the road against San Diego. Michael King's all over. He's up, he's down, he's mediocre. I don't know which Michael King we're going to get today, but I like the Mariners today, plus money. Cleveland, also the Guardians red hot yesterday. I think it carries over against Detroit again. On the run line, minus 1.5. You're getting plus 125 on this one. Tanner Bybee on the mound against Olsen. I think they're going to handle their business against Detroit. And finally, the Dodgers. I know it was ugly yesterday, but I think the Dodgers bounce back here, save some face on the money line, plus 120 on the road. Suarez has not been great for the Phillies lately, so I'm going to take a shot here on Suarez, especially with Gavin Stone on the mound, who's been solid. So Stone's going to have to come up with a big start here with Glass now hurt, with Bobby Miller being awful, with Kershaw still miles away, and Yamamoto on an island somewhere. The Dodgers rotation is falling apart. So they're going to have to step up today with Gavin Stone and Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman. The stars have got to come through here a little bit. So give me Dodgers money line, Seattle Mariners money line, and Cleveland run line. Those are my best bets of the day. Welsh, what do you have for the people?
I think Phillies is Christopher Sanchez today. I could be, maybe I'm wrong about that. I could be wrong.
They've made a change this morning.
But also,
MLB.com.
I'm not sure I would really care either way. Sanchez got beat up in his. It'd actually probably make me feel better if it was.
Well, I will definitively tell you it is Sanchez. This morning it was saying Suarez was on there, but Sanchez it is. I'm still going for it anyway.
Liars. All right. Well, I've got some bets for you. By the way, yesterday everyone was scared of my no-run first inning, my little nerfy with the Rockies and the Reds. Cash it. That worked out here. So I do have another nerfy for you, and I'm playing Baltimore and the Cubs. Now, both of these teams, especially Baltimore specifically, offensively solid, but Shota Imanaga and Corbin Burns on the mound. I think it's a great play. I got it at minus 130. Shota has done a good job, even though the ERA has been inflated. I talked about it yesterday. ERA is over 5 this month. He has given up, I think, only 5 earned runs in the first inning all season. So that is a place that he can benefit from. Hopefully Gunnar not getting to him. And Corbin Burns is, the GOAT. This is my Cy Young pick here. So no run first inning, Baltimore, Chicago. I have another Corbin Burns bet here. This is going to be, I didn't cash this yesterday. I missed a strikeout. 1 strikeout by Gallen, who had 2 opportunities at the very end of the game to get it. He didn't get that 5th. Today we're going with a 6 strikeout plus for Corbin Burns and Michael King. So Corbin Burns up against the Cubs, and Michael King, as we mentioned before, he's been a strikeout monster. So give me those 2 paired together, 6+ strikeouts. That one is right around even money. And then I'm going to play the Cincinnati Reds run line, 1.5 plus 115 plus 110, somewhere in that range. Frankie Montas going up against the horrible Kyle Freeland. So this is going to be the Reds just teeing off on him. And I will tell you this, I also have a first 5 2-team parlay up that I took off of this that you can see over at bettingpros.com/Welsh if you like to follow some of the first 5 stuff that I do. So bettingpros.com/Welsh. Follow up on the bets and bettingpros.com/Joe as well.
You call it Betty Pros? What's up, Betty Pros?
Betting Pros.
I went to school with Betty Pros.
Betty's?
Really nice. Betty's. Go download the app right now. Start betting smarter, not harder. Those are the best bets of the day. Those are the best betties of the day for Wednesday. A fun show. We're fast and loose today. We're a little loosey-goosey today.
What are you going to do tomorrow?
Today?
No me.
I don't know. Joe Rico is going to be 2 Joes here. So everybody show up, support the show. Joe Rico, who does a lot of our audio. If you follow the fantasy baseball space, he's been doing a podcast for a few years now. Good people. So come support the show tomorrow. I am still barely hanging on, barely breathing. No Ellie De La Cruz homers for me. I should have just stuck with Trey Turner, who was my big, bet yesterday. I didn't think he was going to go a home run, but he did. That would have been nice. Instead, I'm going to go to Jose Ramirez. I'm going to stick with my Cleveland boys, racking up some numbers here against the Tigers today. Where are you going? Let me guess. Gunnar Henderson?
Gunnar Henderson. Yes, that's exactly right. Well, I'm going to be gone for tomorrow and Friday.
So it's your perpetuity. It's your Gunnar Henderson the rest of the week.
It's my perpetuity. Exactly. I won't be back until Saturday. So let's just roll with Gunnar Henderson through. Also, though, Joe, I know tomorrow we will have 2 Joes, 1 show, which will be very exciting. Today, we are going to have Welsh at the Diamondbacks game. I'm going meeting up, as we mentioned.
Are you going to be live tweeting? I can only hope.
I'm going to do some live tweeting. I might even do a little man on the streets and see what the people have to say about Joe Pisapia I've been thinking about. But we're going to meet up with some. We're going to meet up with some Fantasy Pros.
That's right. You have the meetup today too.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Tell everyone I said hello. That's very exciting. Tell the gang I said hi and I said my best, and I wish I could hang out there with them. Also, why do we call it tweeting still if it's still X now? Should we call it Xing? Because that feels kind of weird too.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to. I think what we all have to have come to terms with is what you're going to call it. Like, I think the Twitter formerly is X, or when we're like Twitter / just call it one. Just call it. I'm not going to call it X.
Yeah, but even if I call it X, I say, like I just sent an X.
Yeah.
I want to send. I want to tweet something.
Yeah, no, that's why I've committed to just saying Twitter. I'm not doing X.
I got 2 words for you. End stream. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on for the Welsh. I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.
Bye, everybody. See you next week sometime.